Hello everyone, welcome back to another Transformers review. I know that's been a bit of a rare thing at the moment, but here we go, back again. Now as you can see, and obviously by the title, I'm doing a G2 bot today. This is G2 Hero Megatron. Now it's not to be confused with his bigger counterpart, which is more a leader class G2 Megatron, which is the green tank. This is the smaller guy. Now as you can see, they were in their more, how shall I put it, on drugs phase at Hasbro in the 90s with the G2 line. They went for some really wacky colour coordinations, and this guy is a kind of light blue, comes with turquoise and sort of purple and black camouflage scheme. Yeah, a little bit strange. As you can see, you also get, if I let that focus in, you get the G2 Decepticon logo, almost like with the eyes shining, where the bones are going through behind, almost a bit like a pirate's sort of sign on the front there. There's a few other stickers, details on him. One thing that my one hasn't got, there is also something, a different version of this sticker where it says Megatron Rules, I believe, on the front, but my one's just plain. I managed to pick this guy up only literally the other day. He was going quite cheap because he didn't have his missiles, but I actually already had these, what I picked up in a lot of weapons off of eBay, so made a nice sort of like setup. The only piece I am actually missing is his small gun, which is a small black gun, quite a basic little sort of pistol, but it doesn't really detract from the actual rest of the toy. Now I have done a recolor review of this guy, who was sold for, I think, the RID line. Now for the life of me I can't remember what his name is, but if you look back on one of my earlier reviews you will find it, and it was in yellow and green. And also I've done a little review of a knockoff of this guy as well that I've picked up in the past. So they've reused the mould a few times. There's another sticker detail I'll let you have a look at. Like I say, really nifty little toy. Now first of all, as you saw, you can remove the missiles, which can be stowed in these hatch parts, what open on the sides and click shut, again for neatness. Now the main gimmick of this toy is the fact that you can slot those, if you find the right position, they seem to go on better. There's a flat side, if I show that, the end of that, there's a flat side on the inside of the missile, what needs to line up with the underside of the barrel of the tank, and basically that's it, ready to fire. And all you do, if you can get enough pressure onto the bellows at the back of the tank, is squeeze it as hard as you can and it fires the missile off. Now you will find, if you're picking up one of these guys or one of the similar toys with the same gimmick, how well that works is obviously all down to how airtight all the seals are and that. So obviously you've got to be careful that the hose isn't damaged or too pinched up, as they tend to get where they're folded, and also that there's no holes or breaks in the bellows on the back. But yeah, that's the basic toy in its tank mode, based on something loosely like a M1 Abrams, something like that. This guy was from 93-94 when this guy was released. But like I say, really good little mould, great little toy. Now the transformation again is exactly the same as I've shown before on the other versions of it. Very simple. Fold out the top of the tank turret. You then can pop off the bellows if you really want to, which does make it a little bit easier to do the next bit, which is flip up the back sections of the tank, and they flip right over. As you can obviously see, that's forming the legs. You take the toy up like so. So now you've got him standing, and it's basically just flip the front of the tank down, bring the, what are now the sides of the tank, now the arms, round and expose the fists like so. And the final bit, which is of course the head reveal, if I can get his legs to behave. Hold on, let's get that zip in the right position. At this moment he's a bit like the latest movie, a bit of a gun face, but slide the gun across and you see a little tab there, there's a little circular bit, let that focus, just there, and you just flip that up and you get a great G1 style Megatron face. I'll let that come in and focus. Really nice mould, really great little figure, as you can see. Unusually for G2, doesn't have light piping, which is a sort of like a strange one, because pretty much every other figure in the line I think just about has it. Now you can reattach the bellows, and of course you can fire the missile in this mode as well, but you just need to make sure that with the hose on the back of the launcher is at the bottom, and as you can see there's a sort of little notch, and that gives that little bit of clearance so that that sits over the top, and then there's two holes at the top of there which peg into the gun. It keeps the hose a bit safer and it tucks it out of the way like so. Now obviously you can have one of the missiles, if I get that the right way round, up on his shoulder cannon, but as I showed with the other reincarnation of this guy, you can open up that hatch on the arm, put the missile in that way round, and Megatron's still then technically got his arm cannon, his fusion cannon, on the side of his arm, which I think works pretty well. Now obviously, like I say, he's got a smaller gun, a little bit reminiscent of the gun he uses to shoot Optimus Prime in the 86 movie, so maybe they styled it along those sort of lines. Like I say, haven't got that, and unfortunately because all my stuff's packed away I couldn't get the gun which is on the other guy, the recolour of this, so I couldn't show you at least what it looked like, which is a bit of a pain, but that is the problem with having all my stuff packed up at the minute. But like I say, great little toy, really pleased to pick him up. It's one of the G2s that I've been lacking and been wanting to find for some time, so yeah, really good one. I would recommend it more, again, like I say, for the die-hard collector, because obviously I know a lot of the guys who collect the modern bots prefer like more articulation, but that is one thing I would say this guy's got plenty of. He's got 360 shoulder articulation, he's got elbow articulation, both up and down and to the side, and he has got hip articulation at the top of the leg as well, and at the knee due to the transformation. The only thing he could have done with is either some heel spurs or some bigger sort of feet what fold out. It would have improved the stability a little bit on him. But colour scheme wise, he's completely nuts. So for that side of it alone is hilarious. Now I'll give you a couple of other little bots next to him to give you a size comparison. As far as generation bots, he fits in quite nicely with deluxe size bots, as you can see, against Straxus. And if you want something a little bit more vintage to compare him against, I'll get one of these G2 cohorts, and that is of course Swindle from the Combaticons. So again, gives you a size idea. Quite a large bot, you know, a good sort of deluxe, if not bordering on a Voyager sort of size figure. But like I say, great figure, well worth picking up if you can find one cheap. I've seen box ones what are like 50 quid and that, which is overpriced. You can pick the guy up loose, but it is all down to if you've got the missiles, which is going to add price to it. If you happen to pick up the missiles somewhere else, then do like I do, pick up a loose one who's not complete, and you'll save yourself a packet. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that little review. It's nice to finally get back and do some filming. So, hope to see you again, and thanks for watching.